Philippine election is fast approaching, and it is our responsibility to vote as to exercise our rights as a citizen of this country in order to preserve our democracy. Furthermore, voting is not just choosing the lesser evil candidate, rather, it reflects to us what personalities and values do we have Filipinos. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Marivic Toque.
And I am Edrin Buday. We will be your hosts for this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, from the University of San Agustin Political Science Society, we welcome you to our program, Election, the Gold Bar of Democracy. Without further ado, let us welcome Angel Yvonne Malagad from Academic Committee to lead us in prayer and to be followed by National Anthem and the USA hymn.
Let us bow our head and feel the presence of the Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us today on this important event. May you give us today your guidance and blessing on this event so that we can enjoy its significance in our lives. Continue to bless everyone present today, that each may be able to share what or he has for your glory. Grant good health to everyone and goodwill to all men. May this event be a great success through your intervention. We all ask this in your name. Amen.
Paglayong minamahal, ang islang ng pagkawan ko'y tagumpay na nagniningin. Ang bituin ng araw niya kailan pa may magdidilim. Lumalang araw na palhabi pasita, ay langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya dapat may mag-api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Once again, everyone, good afternoon to our 136 audience here in our Zoom meeting this afternoon. Hello to you, and as well as to our Facebook Live viewers. And to my co-host, Edren, are you ready for our alternative class?
I'm ready, interested partner, And by the way, what kind of gold are we talking about? No, pwede natin masangla.
Well,
And
that's really good to hear, Edren. You know, I'm just as excited as you are. And as to your question, what kind of gold are we talking about here? Kung pwede siya masangla, let's just see kung pwede gin man siya masangla, no? So at this moment, let us hear the opening remarks of our advisor, the advisor of the University of San Agustin Political Science Society, Ms. Ramonita V. Pico. Mamona.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear and see me now. Hello? Hi, everyone.
Yes, pa.
Okay. Sige, thank you for a while, ha? Dali lang, kid. Medyo may technical problem. Sige, anyway, okay. So, good afternoon, everyone, no? So, to start with, let me quote the words of one Ilongga, Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, the pride of the Ilongas and the Ilonggos, no? She said, no, be critical, vocal, and involved in the political process. We are a democratic country, and it is our duty to keep our government in check. No, so these are the words of the late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, and these are the very same words I used to open last year's alternative class dubbed Boto Tingog Mo. Because to this day, these words still reverberate the truth.
Paano mga pamilya?
Ms. Hasmin Garrett Ardileza, our invited resource person. Dr. Sonia Dakila, if you are with us, I'm not sure, no, but just as well, I'd like to greet you. Good afternoon, our academic supervisor for the political science program, beloved students, fellow Augustinians, once again, good afternoon. I am privileged to welcome you to this afternoon's alternative class titled Election, the Gold Bar of Democracy, actually primarily for two reasons. Now, first, because this alternative class is an indispensable part of the annual UWeek celebration at the university. So this class exemplifies one of the vital aspects of the Augustinian brand of education, no? Holistic. The Augustinian brand of education is holistic, meaning it is not merely confined within the four walls of the classroom, but it is complemented by inputs or knowledge relating to the realities, no, happening or confronting a bigger community, the community outside the classroom. And second, in this class, we will gain better understanding of elections as an important political process. Last year, through the alternative class Boto Mo Tingog Mo, we learned that elections give us opportunities to vote, to be heard, and consequently to get involved in charting the future of the country. Today, we will learn how critical the role of elections is in a democracy. It is no accident that our topic for the alternative classes in the last 2 years focused on elections, because this year, and I think all of you are aware, specifically in May, we will again elect our local and national political leaders for the next 3 to 6 years. 3 for our local leaders and 6 for the some members of the national offices. No, so that would include electing the successors to the 2 highest posts in the land, the Philippine presidency and the vice presidency. Through this activity, the university and the USA Political Science Society hope to take part in the noble task of helping the voters, especially the young, understand and appreciate how important elections are in making democracy work in the country. We hope to help the voters, again, especially realize that elections are no popularity contests, that elections are not calls for talent search auditions, that elections are not alternative sources of income. I'm sorry. We hope to help make the voters realize, especially amidst the misinformation flooding the social media, that elections require discernment. And we hope to rally the voters towards ensuring a clean and honest election. Because a clean and honest election is our responsibility to the future and to the future of democracy in the country. Again, welcome to this alternative class. And once again, good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Mona, for her remarks. And at this juncture, let us welcome the Vice President External of this organization and our good friend, VPress Ralph Russell Prias, for his introduction of our speaker.
Thank you so much, Mr. Buday, for that. May I ask if I am audible?
You are loud and clear.
Thank you so much. So good afternoon, everyone. We are honored today with the presence of one of the prestigious academicians in the city. Our speaker is a graduate of Ateneo de Manila University's School of Humanity Fine Arts program, Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Information Design. She is currently a full-time faculty at the Social Sciences Department under the College of Arts and Sciences at the Western Institute of Technology, where she teaches art appreciation and the contemporary world, to name a few. A member of the Rotaract Club of Iloilo South since 2017 and the Rotary Club of Iloilo South since 2019, where she is the club advisor. She is considered by her peers as an educator, advocate of the arts, and an ally to the marginalized. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure to introduce to you Miss Jasmine Garrett P. Hardeleza. Ma'am?
Okay, good afternoon. Can I be heard?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ralph, for that introduction. Thank you, University of San Agustin Political Science Society, for inviting me to speak about very important topics this afternoon, including democracy and the elections for this alternative class. So allow me to share my screen. I think the host now must give me permission to share my screen. Okay, so while waiting, can I check the energy of the room? Are you all excited to, to listen to our talk now this afternoon?
Yes, po, Miss Jasmine, we're all excited here. And seeing that we have 147 participants coming from the different departments here in the university, as well as for the Facebook Live viewers, no, mayara man kita viewers for our Facebook sa mga hindi maka-access ang ating Zoom link. So, Miss Jasmine, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for accepting the invitation to be our guest speaker this afternoon.
Okay. No, I'm very much honored to be here. Yeah, and so I'm already a co-host now, no? And in a little while, I will be showing my screen. Okay, hold on. I'll just ask the person drilling to stop whatever they're doing.
It's okay po. Take your time. Okay, so while waiting, also we would like to acknowledge the presence as well sa aton mga guest participants coming from the different schools man here in Iloilo City. So our members organization has invited several participants as well outside the university. So we would like to welcome you all. And I hope that you learn something from our alternative class this afternoon. And I hope nga it will turn into a ripple man, no? And you will be able to share all your learnings man with other youth or with other people, especially here in the university and in your respective universities as well.
Okay, ayan. So my presentation is ready. So today's topic no is on tatlong topics no ang inassign sa akin. So we have democracy as a political theory. Second is demagoguery, or who are our modern demagogues. And the third one is on the democracy index. So may I begin by for giving you the definition of democracy. So democracy is derived from the Greek term demokratia. It is a combination of two words. No, one of that is demos, meaning people, and the second kratos, no, or to rule. Now, democracy, by definition, no, if we look it up on the dictionary, it would mean rule by the people. Okay, so democracy, it is an idea that the citizens of a country should take an active role in the government of their country and manage it directly or through elected representatives. So it supports the idea that people can. So the key part of democracy, everyone, is that the people have a voice. Okay, so what you see right now is the Parthenon in Athens, Greece. So the first known democracy, it took place in Athens, Greece, and this building, this structure, it was built in the 5th century, around the same time democracy was born. So apart from it being one of the most recognized architectural wonders of the world, it is also importantly, it is also important to note that it is a symbol for democracy. So in ancient Greece, each year, 500 names are chosen from all the citizens of Greece. They are expected to actively serve the government for 1 year. And during that year, they are responsible for making new laws and control all parts of the political process. So when a new law was proposed, these chosen citizens, they're expected to be present and to vote on these laws. It is also important to note that in ancient Greece, it is known that the only it is limited to a specific kind of group. So it is only at the present, or it's only in the contemporary times that women and other people labeled as something else are allowed not to vote. So this one is a painting, no, by Raphael. He is a great master during the Renaissance, and pretty much, no, this is what we could imagine, what ancient Greeks were doing. The first time democracy was developed or was practiced. So there are two basic categories of democracy. So the first one is direct democracy. It is what I described a while ago in ancient Greece. It's similar to that there are chosen citizens who are responsible for making new laws and controlling all parts of the political process. And when these new laws are proposed, these citizens have the opportunity to vote on it. So that is direct democracy. So in ancient Greece, this one, what you see on the screen are the Grecian voters' ballots. So these are shards of pottery that were used by the voters as ballots during that time. And nowadays, very far na from these shards of pottery ang ginagamit natin or that we use now during our elections. So we are already automated. So another basic category of democracy is representative democracy. So citizens vote for representatives who create and change laws that govern the people rather than getting to vote directly on the laws themselves. So I think this one is what we are more familiar with and what we are currently experiencing, enjoying, no? Ayan. So this one naman, what we see right now is the reverse side of the Philippine 5 peso bill designed by Romeo Mananquil in 1985. So after 300 years that Spain controlled us, finally, on June 12, 1898, the leaders of the revolution finally declared our country a sovereign state and proclaimed the first republic of the Philippines. So it was the first constitutional democracy in Asia. So that is something we should be proud of. So after our independence was declared, the rest is history. So we have the likes of Jose Rizal, who used his voice to protect and to preserve our democracy. And we thank him a lot for that. If not for him, probably we're not able to organize something such as this. It would be seen as something apart just from being critical of the administration. It could put ourselves into danger, something like that. But because there are people who fought for our democracy by using their voice, we have such as this to enjoy. Okay, so what if that same voice that protects our democracy is used as a weapon? What happens if it is weaponized? Okay. In a democracy, there is also the likelihood of demagoguery. So demagoguery is something done by a demagogue. One of the first demagogues known, or at least that first person who tarnished the reputation of the demagogues was Cleon. So he was an ancient general, so in Athens, Greece. So to quote Aristotle, so what did Cleon do? So he was the first who shouted on the public platform, who used abusive language, and who spoke with his cloak girt around him, while all the others used to speak in proper dress. So does that remind you of someone? No, does this remind us of a particular person or leader? No, so no, let's just keep that to ourselves for now. No, so we have other venues to, talk about that. Okay, so here, no, this is how you describe a demagogue, or the demagogue, at least that we know today, no. So the term demagogue, no, it's also a Greek word. It has a Greek origins. So demagogos, it's a combination of two words, demos or people, again, to lead. So initially, now in ancient Greece, to be a demagogue is a good thing. So it meant that you are a leader who used your outstanding speaking or rhetorical skills to further the interest of the common people. But, people like Cleon tarnished this good reputation of the demagogues. So instead of using it for the good, using it for the benefit of the people that they serve, ginagamit sa mga demagogues ang ilang voice to persuade or to sway, become misleading. Today's demagogues have become more creative. Okay, so are familiar now with the people there. These are famous people, at least one of them, two of them. So we are familiar with social media trolls. So these are paid online users who manipulate public opinion. So these demagogues don't have to speak themselves, no? They can use other people also to speak in behalf of them, no? For us to think that they are so great, or for us to be convinced that this person is very much fit, no? To ang aming tatay. He will feed us, no? He will take care of us. He will provide. No, we have that. That common Filipino has that kind of thinking. No, they want their leaders in that kind of image. So, a demagogue, a modern day demagogue, would use that, thinking, that that mindset, and then he will craft his words in such a way na appealing ini siya. It's appealing to that particular group of people, so that especially the common people, a masa, they would look at him as something that would be their savior. So yeah. Okay, so the picture a while ago, at the leftmost is what's his name? So he's the leader of Turkey, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. So what did he do? He threatened pro-government. He threatened those who were critical of his administration. So he used pro-government trolls to hack accounts and threaten, especially the journalists, with violence and rape. So imagine, something such as the internet. We think it's simple, but it can be used for something dangerous. So Donald Trump, on the other hand, he asked help from the Russians, I believe. Yeah. So the news says it all. So he is notorious for hiring trolls also to boost his winning, no, as president of the United States in 2016. Oh, ayan. Surprisingly, the Philippines is also taking notes. Or are you not surprised? Is the reaction different? No, we can have many reactions towards this. I'm not. I don't know. Okay, sige. Moving on. So anyway, the Philippines, as you can see, might be also taking notes, and the news says it. No, that the current administration spent around 10 million pesos. No, if we convert $200,000, no, that's 10 million pesos on trolls, no, to spread propaganda, no, to target people who are opposing him. So it's up to you to decide, no, if this is something you want to believe in, or yeah, you have plenty of time to think about it, but not so much that it will stop you from making good decisions. No? What I mean is, no, we have you have the right to give yourself time to discern properly what we see in the internet, or what other people tell us, or what they want us to believe, diba? Okay, so moving on. So more news, no, about the Philippines. So in the latest EIU Democracy Index, ang Pilipinas, it ranked 54th, and we scored 6.62, and that classifies us under flawed democracy. So what is the EIU Democracy Index? So this one, it is an annual survey which rates the state of democracy across 167 countries based on these 5 measures. So one is the electoral process and pluralism. Second is the functioning of the government. Third, political participation. Fourth, democratic political culture. And last, civil liberties. So again, from the 167 countries that were part of this survey, the Philippines ranked 54th. And among the categories that they project there, or what kind of regime types, that is based on the country's overall score on their index. So there are 4 categories or regime types: full democracy, so those who scored 8 to 10 points; flawed democracy, those who scored 6 to 7, and the rest of the categories or regime types are either hybrid regimes. And then the far end of the spectrum, authoritarian regimes. So to be classified as full democracy, the country must have its basic freedoms and liberties respected. And the kind of democracy they have is although it's not perfect, it could have few problems in how their democracy is functioning. So us now, the Philippines, we are classified as a flawed democracy. And what does that mean? So we have more substantial issues, such as low levels of political participation. or we have problems in how our society is governed, though we still meet the basic requirements of free elections and somehow may respect for civil liberties. Okay, so in this infographic, we could see it's color coded. So the dark blue to semi-dark blue represents the full democracies. So the light blues represent the flawed democracies. So orange to yellow, hybrid regimes, and those red, dark orange are those that are authoritarian regimes. So to interpret this, more than 1/3 of the world's population live under authoritarian rule and enjoy full democracy. So what does that mean? No? Okay, so the Philippines being a flawed democracy, although flawed, I don't see it as something immorn man. No? In a way, it is, at least it's still a democracy. No, we don't live in an authoritarian regime, not anymore. And so in the 2021 survey, in the EIU, Democracy Index, the Philippines scored 9.17 under electoral process and pluralism, 5.00 in under functioning of government, 7.78 under political participation, and 4.38 in democratic political culture, 6.76 in civil liberties. So all in all, 6.62, which ranks us 54th, which in the survey. So what makes us a flawed democracy? So we still get threats to our democracy. So the International Foundation for Electoral Systems identified these following threats to democracy. So one is the chaotic elections and the decline in trust in electoral outcomes. Second is the disruption in the rule of law. Third is the erosion of information integrity. Fourth, looming barriers to political access. Fifth, abuses of public sector trust and resources. And sixth, declines in transparency and accountability. So all these we experience, and that is why we should do our best to protect, to preserve our democracy. And the first thing you can do is to focus your energy, participate in the upcoming elections. So regardless if you're a registered voter or not, you have to act, you have to do something. It does not stop at voting. Actually, in the elections, voting is not the only thing you have to do. You have to educate yourself. You have to keep yourself informed, because what makes democracy fail is when, especially, its citizens cannot make informed decisions. So I really appreciate everyone who is still listening at this point, because it shows your dedication to be educated, to be informed, to make choices, in the elections that you actually discerned for, no? And yeah, so a successful election is also an indicator, no, of the quality of the kind of democracy that we have as a country. So last week, February 25, 2022, we celebrated the 36th, 37th. Sorry, I'm not that good at math. 36th, okay. 36th anniversary of the People Power Revolution, no? The EDSA Revolution. So this one is a photograph taken by Steve McCurry of the National Geographic in 1986. So this photo, no, I think it is improved siya, no? Ang quality niya. So improve ang quality niya. So it looks like it was taken today, but it was taken during 1986. So si photographer Steve McCurry, he was in the Philippines now. He was assigned by the National Geographic to record the People Power Revolution and the events prior to that. So his photographs, they were used in the July 1986 issue of the National Geographic. And these featured very powerful images that captured the important events that brought down a 2-decade-old authoritarian regime. So I want everyone, or I'm begging everyone to remember the essence of the people power. Yes, so remember it in your hearts, and really mean it when we say never again. So remember the essence, when we vote in the upcoming elections. So I would like to end my talk. So it was kind of short. I hope I touched on the points that are needed to be touched on. So I want to end my talk by sharing the speech of Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. So she was the speaker, commencement speaker during my graduation in 2017. 3 days before our graduation, that was May 23, 2017. So President Duterte, he declared martial law in Mindanao. So it so happened also that si Chief Justice Sereno graduated from the Ateneo during the martial law. So 1980, she was sitting in the gymnasium in Ateneo Manila University, also listening to her commencement speaker. So she was just, she shared in her speech, she shared her thoughts regarding uncertainty in these kinds of times. So she just wants to emphasize, or she just wants to assure us, the graduates, that even in a time of uncertainty, our education has prepared us for these kinds of things. So parang like you are in school, not merely later on just to have jobs. So you use your education also to ensure that actually, apart from getting jobs, diba? Without you using the values that you learn from school, you might not be able to choose the proper leaders, So if we choose the wrong leaders, that will not secure us jobs either, right? So in that speech, she challenged us she said, no? And I also challenge you, no, with this. So, no, all of us, we need to make a stand. We need to make a stand, and to make a stand, we must act. So more than merely ruminating on the idea of justice, I call on each of you to confront the common injustices of our society and seek to address them. I urge you to speak out with truth, even against the overwhelming tide of popular opinion, and reach out to the oppressed and the disenfranchised. When you face threats to the sanctity of human rights or the stability of our democracy, give your all to protect these freedoms. Give your all to protect our nation and our people. No? So it's a big, big challenge. No? Like, normal person ka lang. No? Who are we really? But no, this is the responsibility that we bear. But it is an honor, no, to bear that responsibility, no, because we're doing it for the nation, no, we're doing it for the country that we love. All right. So thank you very much for, again, the opportunity to talk now about these topics.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and for your sharing of the general principle of the democracy, specifically on the election. Now, it is not just a reflection of our Philippine politics, but the stability on our international arena. Now, as citizens of a democratic country, it is our right to preserve our democracy through protecting, defending, and exercise. And I think our main host may hambal pa dala, right, Dikay?
Yes, thank you, Edren. Indeed, no, I have to agree with what you have shared. Allow me to share as well one of my takeaways from our speaker's talk. That in democracy, people have their voice. I hope that Filipinos will be able to grasp, understand, and to live by this thought, because it is a crucial part of being in a democratic country. And along with this also is to make sure also that we are responsible and accountable for the things that we say using this voice.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am and Bikay. And indeed, if you have any question, clarification, please click the heart emoji on your screen for us to acknowledge you. After you have been acknowledged, you can unmute your mic and ask a question to our speaker.
Also, if you guys are shy to open your cameras or to unmute, you can send your questions on our chat box, and we will be the one to read your questions to our speaker. So our chat box is now open for questions.
Or Bikay, I think to steer the water, no, can I just first ask a question to our speaker?
Sure.
Okay. Ma'am, regarding with the general principle of our democracy, that right now in the stability of the world peace it's at hand. Do you think, ma'am, that the sphere influence of the
Edren, ara ka pa da? I think Edren has disconnected from the Zoom meeting. Pero moving on, I think we have people who will be asking the questions. So feel free. Yes, we have here Renz. Renz, can you unmute? Um,
Am I audible?
yes, yes, you are.
All right. Sige. I have one question for Ma'am Jasmine. In your opinion, ma'am, should online political trolls be outlawed or should they be illegal? Or do they form a necessary part in democracy?
Okay, thank you, Renz. No? Should they be illegal? No? Should they be stopped? Should they be stopped? Yes, I agree that they should be stopped. I really think they should be stopped. But in terms of legality, no, I don't have much to say, or I don't technical things not to say about that. I just think that see Mark Zuckerberg, for example, no, he should do his best or do more to regulate what kind of posts nga gina-allow niya sa platform na ginhimo niya, di ba? So I believe, no, I really think Facebook is one of the trash, no, nga nahatag no sang technology sa aton. To be honest, I haven't been present that much on social media no, since elections, because no, I've already foreseen na although powerful ini siya, no, nga makahelp sa mga tao paintindi, no, or pakilala sa mga candidates naton, but I also see how toxic it could get. So no, I was praying to God nga how paano ko ma-help educate mga tao, paano ko ma-help inform ang mga tao without being on Facebook, no? So there is a God, no? He answered my prayer. I was invited, no? Si Sir Denver Alayon connected me with Angel, no? And she sent me an invitation to give this talk. So going back, no, to Facebook being trash. So as I've said, no, they're not doing enough to regulate the posts that are being published in that platform. And what is worse, Instagram and other platforms that are able to share many and different kinds of content, there will always be a way for trolls, for the likes of trolls, to do damage, no, or to use whatever they're doing for whatever they want, no. So kung anong gusto nila na outcome sa mga, especially political, no. So I believe the current elections is very much influenced by these trolls. No, they want us to be our goal to be there is to inform others, not to convince others to make good choices, no. But instead there's a tendency nga gina-attack ta na lang ang mga tao nga dito because gainit ulo ta mo. So no, amo man ni akong advice, no, to everyone who is here, don't spend too much time, no, on the internet, no, on social media. No, there are also people who want to be educated, who want to learn, who want to be informed about the elections, who are not online. No, so pahuway man kita, no, para man sa mental health naton, diba? Hindi kita ka-make sang proper choices kung ang no kung hindi nami ang state sang aton nga mental health, no, kung wala nato ginahalungan ang aton nga kagalingon. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Renz.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Renz, and thank you, Miss Jasmine. Do we have another questions from our audience? Okay, we have a question here sa aton chat box. Allow me to read. Hold on. It is from Val Gilbert Mariwa. Good day, ma'am. Val from AB Pol Site 2. My question is, as Filipinos will exercise their right to suffrage this upcoming election, and indeed to elect our leaders to safeguard our democracy? Why are debates helpful for voters this upcoming election and at the same time crucial for candidates aspiring to withhold public office?
Okay, thank you, Val. No? Ang mga debates, no? Is it okay for me to code switch from English, Hiligay nun, and Tagalog? Because
Yeah, no problem.
for me to better explain myself. Okay, thank you. Very, very good question from Val. Yes, the debates are very important. No, ang mga gina-organize no sa the likes of CNN is very important because dira mo makita or dira mo makilala ang isa ka candidate. No, it is giving them a chance to introduce their platforms. No, and also the way they answer the questions, no, the way they answer their questions, it also shows their character. So, in a way, no, ang mga debates nga ni is a good way for us to get to know the candidates. So, if in the mga infographics nga makita sa social media, no, ini siya for me is the best way for us to get informed, to be educated, to get to know the candidates well. So it's easy, no? We can Google this. So I think it's on YouTube, no, sang CNN, ang mga debates nga ni. And so apart from the debates, we can also check, no, ang mga official pages sa mga candidates and no, i-watch ang ilang mga rallies. Kaya dira, no, makita naman ng nga gina-introduce nila ang ilang mga platforms. Kag kung paano sila mag-interact sa mga tao. Kaya dira mismo, no, that's a way for them to reach out, no, face to face, to be with the people nga ginapangaluyagan nila. So I think may ara ka follow-up question on this. No? I'm guessing lang, no? So, ma-follow-up question ka mo. So, ma'am, paano atong mga nag-absent sa mga debates? Magkadlaw si Angel, ho. Feeling ko mo to i-follow-up question niya, kaya raise siya hand. So, diba? So, what about those who did not make it, who were not present in the debate? So, no, ang masay ko lang is that a quality of a good leader, no, is that they can show up in the most difficult times. Tama. So, no, you can't give excuses like, no, I was stuck here doing a rally, or no, you can't make excuses. No, you can explain, but you can't make excuses. No, because your fellow candidates were there, they were present, they gave their time. No, nag-effort sila i-introduce ang selves nila to the people. So kung ikaw man abi, no, gulpi lang mapalapit sa imo, sa age nyo, I think though mas relatable ni siyang analogy. Napalapit sa imo, random person, stranger, ano siya? Uy, gwapo. Miguhay na ta, migay na ta. Di mo man siya kilala, di ba? It's, though harassment siya, kung yanhon mo, it's a form of harassment. So in a way, though, abo na siya, no, they're forcing you to accept them or vote for them as their leaders, but they never actually took the time to actually take the time, no, na makilala niyo sila. So, was I able to answer the question? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Jasmine. So, we have another question from Angel.
Hello, actually, I have two questions for Ma'am Jasmine. So, ang first is, you've mentioned kagina, Ma'am, about Philippines, as designated as having a flawed democracy. So in the Philippine context, what do you think is the most obvious one nga flawed democracy kita?
Okay, so on top of my head, or pang-enumerate ko lang, no, nga flawed democracy kita. So as an educator, in my observation lang, no, I think I mentioned this earlier, flawed democracy kita, or hindi mag-work ang democracy to its full potential in this country, is that because no literacy rate, diba? Damo sang wala access to education, no, in the Philippines, and even those who have access to it, do not see the value also, no, of the privilege, no, that they have. So it's difficult when madako ang population sang uneducated, because no, there aga depend ang decision making also, diba? So when the population is huge, no, nga in the educated, sorry, when the huge population is uneducated and we depend our decisions on them, di pala, no, anong expected natin nga outcome? Also, no, apart from that, I think start develop, or it's already existing, the culture of silencing. So the most powerful person, no, seated in Malacanang, himself, no, pina-silence niya ang mga critics. So, diba? I think that's also a reason, no, nga flawed ang aton nga democracy. No, is there anything I could add? No pa? Flawed aton nga democracy. So yan, no, we are silenced. We are silenced, and even if we have a voice, no, ano nga klase sang message ang mahatag ta, no? Hindi siya substantial, di ba? Okay, mabalta, we don't know a lot, no, about our country. So ano ang ma-plead ta, ano ang message ta, no, sa aton nga government, in a way. Yeah. Thank you, Angel. So that's one question, no? You have another one.
Yes, ma'am. The second one is, you mentioned about direct democracy versus representative democracy. So we have this, as of the moment, we are using, or we are enjoying this representative democracy. And we have seen it is somehow flawed, because the marginalized are not really represented enough. So do you think we can have this opportunity to na magpalit ng system, which is the direct democracy? Okay. What do you think?
In choosing, no, I think no, ang representative democracy, or the specific hybrid of representative democracy that we have right now, I think it's good as it is, no. The problem, pero I think what should be more focused on is, no, the part that choose kita, no, sang person nga ma-represent sa aton. So that's why we are emphasizing the importance of election today. So I'm not specifically suggesting, or I'm not suggesting for us to choose a different kind of democracy, because what we have, no, let's make do with what we have, no, this is what we have, and so choose lang gid, no, sang maayo nga tao, maayo nga kandidato nga mag-represent sa aton.
Thank you so much, Angel, and thank you all once again, Miss Jasmine. We have another set of questions here from our chat box. This one is from AB Polsai 1 from Ray Valera. And he has two questions, so basahon ko na lang danay miss ang first one, then after na ang second one. So this is the first question. Can you still say that democracy mirrors its intended purpose, or has it turned into a hurrah word for demagogues to monopolize the people mainly through propaganda or post-truth politics?
Okay, so that first question. So I will go back to the economic, the EIC democracy index. No? So may duwa dito full democracy, flawed democracy. So there are still parts of the world no, that exercise their democracy the way it was first no, intended. And there are some of us nga amo na kita na monopolize lang kita sa mga demagogues. So, amo lang na answer ko.
All right, thank you, Miss. For the second
So
question,
yes and no. Yeah. Go.
So for the second question, can there be truly a meaningful democratic exchange discussion among people where it seems most traverse into sophistry?
Okay, thank you. So it seems like no, wala na hope no for our democracy. But then if we will it, if we intend to no preserve it, protect it, possible gid, kaya gid nga magkaano kita meaningful conversations with other people, no? Meaningful democratic exchange, no? Meaningful discussions. So, we have to practice lang gid. It takes practice, no? It's not that pabugtaw tabwas just because I gave a talk here, nga you and I, no? Whoever you're interacting with, you are already able to discuss no these important things without no attacking each other. So it seems hopeless, no? But mula na please do have hope. Pwede pa no maging meaningful or pwede pa ma-maintain no kung ano initially no ang gin-intend no sang democracy.
Thank you, Miss Jasmine. So for due to time constraint, no, we will be having the last three sets of questions coming from Mardiv. I hope I said it right. And we also have from Mr. Ralph Prias after this one. And the last question will be coming from Mr. Edren. Ang iyang na interrupt mo question from earlier. So this one is from Mardiv from AB Polsci and Public Ad from CPU. And the question is, how can we uphold the power of people in terms of democracy if there is a link of spreading fake news? Also coming from unreliable sources, fake accounts, or trolls, how can we exonerate these kinds of acts?
Okay, thank you. So this is in relation sa question ni Renz Kagina, no? So fake news, unreliable sources, no, mga trolls, very rampant today. So isa na sa mga parasite, cancer, no, sa aton nga, no, I won't say country lang, no, sa bilog nga kalibutan, no, they exist. So ako, no, I think we should hold accountable whoever started it, no, or those who perpetuate it, no, or those who allow it. Kama ko ginagani, no, dapat ibasura na lang ng Facebook, no. It is a trash, no, as a platform. Diba? Initially, it wanted us to connect with people, but then what it does, no, today. No, the accident is, instead of connecting us, it also has become a way for us to be apart, no? Because what do we do there? We attack each other. And sometimes, no, you waste your time attacking a troll. Pero sa iya, trabaho niya lang na yan. So ikaw, nag-waste ka na time mo pangakig. Pero sila, trabaho lang na nila. So, di ba? They get paid for you to be angry. Imagine. So
That's true.
let's hold these platforms who are allowing this. Let's hold them accountable. Yeah.
That's true. Yes, I agree with that, Miss Jasmine. We have seen, especially when pandemic happened, no, when everything turned into online platforms. We have seen how helpful, how necessary online applications like social media could be. Pero we have seen also how dangerous how dangerous it could be when being used wrongly, no? Okay, so thank you so much for that question also and for the answer, Ms. Jasmine. Now we will proceed with the next question from Mr. Ralph Russell Frias. No, Ralph.
Yes, so hi again, Ma'am Jasmine. So we really appreciate you giving your speech today. It was indeed insightful. My question is, would you agree that the lack of practice of political ideologies, especially in political parties, factor to the Philippines having a flawed democracy?
Can you repeat that?
Sure,
Sa
sure.
akon. Hang lag.
So my question was, would you agree that the lack of practice of political ideologies, especially in political parties, factor to the Philippines having a flawed democracy?
Okay. Political parties, when you say political parties, you mean these are you saying political groups or
It's like liberal parties, mga
okay.
PDP nga na, yes.
Okay, so you're asking if their lack of spreading political ideology is affecting our democracy?
Their lack of practice of political ideologies, ma'am.
Lack of practice of political ideology.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So I don't want to agree on that. I don't want to disagree either because the accusation siya na wala nila ginahimo ang ilang obra. We can we can hold them accountable, call them out, no, if there's something that they are not doing properly, no. But in terms of doing their job, I think they're just doing it, no. But on a different note naman regarding political parties, on how they affect our democracy, in my opinion lang, is that because these are groups that have their kanya-kanyang agenda, no, that whoever leader is part of that group affected ang mga decisions niya, no. Probably they want to do a particular they want to make a particular policy about something, no, but then they are tied with these political groups and they are hindered, no, from actually putting into action ang mga gusto nila put forward for the country. Amo lang na political ideology. Look broad political ideology. So kung ideology lang, damo na sila siguro. Pero what's important is the idea turns into action. Pala.
Alright,
so
thank you so
guro nga question
much.
ang ipamangkoton, no? Mas better nga question pamangkoton. Is if if these political parties have done enough action, something like sige. Sorry, may ginahambal si
Okay.
Maribel.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. Jasmine, and also Nong Ralph. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, we are down to our last question for this afternoon. So we have my partner here, Adren.
Finally, I'm alive. I'm sorry.
Welcome back.
Thank you for transferring the power, Simona, for us to host. Anyways, ma'am, again, my question revolves on the community of states and in democracy. My I will explain first. Ma'am, given the situation that unstable, like in Europe, uh, following with the war, can we conclude that the sphere of influence from EU, which is the one of the champions of democracy, can affect democracy on the coming days? As I mean, it will backslide the democracy of every country in international arena.
Okay. So, I don't know. Generally speaking, and one action affects another, diba? So, whatever happens in Europe, however they wish or however they want to respond, to react, to act on that situation, no, such as war, tanan kita sina apektado, no, in a way. And no, us being no, a third world country, batsagon tagid na siya for sure. And no, I'll just take this opportunity no, also to encourage nga ang response naton as a country will depend on the leader that we will choose. So, no, I already foresee that we will be affected, no, and so the way we respond as a country, the way the way nga makabangon kita from that will depend no, on our choice on May 9, 2022.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Jasmine. Thank you so much also, Edrin, for that question. Well, so that ends our open forum for this afternoon's alternatives class. We would like to thank everyone for actively participating. And at this point, we would like to give gratitude to our speaker through this certificate. Certificate reads, University of San Agustin, USA Political Science Society. Certificate of Appreciation is given to Jasmine Garrett P. Hardaleza for sharing her invaluable insights and expertise as a resource speaker in the webinar entitled Election, the Gold Bar of Democracy, thereby contributing immeasurably to the prestige and success of the activity. Given this 4th day of March 2022 at the University of San Agustin, Iloilo City. Signed by Carmi Therese H. Surmion, President, USA Political Science Society, Ramonita V. Pico, Advisor, USA Political Science Society, Jerry Jeric, recognized student organizations, Reverend Father Jonas M. Mejares, OSA Vice President for Augustinian Information and Mission, and Eric C. Divinagracia, Director, Student Affairs and Welfare Office. Thank you so much, Ms. Jasmine.
Thank you so much as well to everyone.
All right. So, Buday and Ren, take it away.
Thank you so much also, ma'am. And now, at this juncture, let us welcome the President of the University of San Agustin, USA Political Science Society for her closing remarks, Ms. Carmi Therese Surmion.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes,
Am I audible? So before I start, I want to wish everyone a pleasant afternoon, and to our organization advisor who is not here anymore because of another appointment in school. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank our resource speaker, Ms. Jasmine Hardaleza, for sharing her knowledge and expertise on the subject democracy and election with us. So as a president of this org and also as a political science student, I just want to say that as the May 2022 election approaches, our organization believes that in order for voters' education to be successful, we must return to the basics and educate every Filipino about the importance of democracy and why we must uphold it. UN Development Program, the youth's active and meaningful participation in society and in democratic practices and procedures plays a vital part for responding to their needs and ensuring that their basic human rights are acknowledged and protected. So, what is the one important political process we should take part in? That is election. Election is one of the most important foundations of democracy. The Constitution grants us the right to sit. It is crucial to remind ourselves that all government power emanates from us, the people, the public, the citizens, and that we should elect public officials that best fit in the position they're running for. The youth currently hold the largest number of registered voters with a percentage of 52% of the total population. Therefore, the future of this country rests in our hands. So examine the candidates thoroughly, fight disinformation, and combat fake news. We should also encourage healthy discussions, not the toxic ones, and help promote free and fair elections in May 2022. So also, I would like to that aside from this webinar, we have also prepared a booklet which tackles briefly our topics for this webinar. And in the last part, we include the standards for choosing our public officials. So these are not, kumbaga, hindi na siya, like we just want to give you idea, we just want to give you we just want to guide you on how we should examine our candidates, and we hope that it will help you a lot in this coming election. So this booklet will be is attached to our evaluation form. You can download it after you answer the Google form. So a lot of you are saying in the comment box that you are experiencing problem accessing the registration link. So we will find way lang siguro kung paano kita makaano. So we can email you the evaluation link if hindi nyo siya ma-access now. I don't know why. So sige, it's okay. We'll we'll find way lang nga kung paano nyo siya ma-access. And also, it is important man to answer our evaluation form because that will serve as your attendance and for reference also for your certificates, especially for those Agustinian students. So that's all. Once again, good afternoon, everyone, and keep safe. Thank you for participating in this webinar. We really appreciate your presence and time.
Yes, thank you so much, Carmi. Once again, I just would like to reiterate for the issue that you are experiencing in our evaluation form. It is currently being fixed, and by any chance nga hindi gid siya ma-fix by the time nga we end this webinar, don't worry because as what Carmi has said earlier, we will be sending it to your emails, to your respective emails that you have used in registering in our alternative class this afternoon. Okay, so thank you so much again to everyone. And at this point, we will be grabbing the chance to have our photo opportunity with our speaker, Ms. Jasmine Hordaleza. We encourage everyone to please open your cameras for a while if you can, if you have strong internet connections. Please do open your cameras and give us your sweetest smile for our photo opportunity. And I think Rhea will be the one to take pictures. So as of the moment, we have 136 participants here in the Zoom meeting, and medyo madamo nga pages ang aton nga i-screenshot ni Rhea. So make sure nga you have been smiling the whole time para ma-capture ang inyong beautiful smiles in our pictures. Okay, Ray? Just give a go signal. Okay. All right. Naka-open cam na, the rest. If you can't, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, and
Yes, Anay, wait lang.
yes.
Ang aton siguro nga slide bala, ibalik lang siguro sa title page if masakop siya picture. Okay? Masakop siya sa picture. Sige, ibalik lang siguro sa may title.
Okay. Okay. One, two, three, smile. Page 2. 1, 2, 3, smile. Next, page 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Page 4. 1, 2, 3, smile. And the last page. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Rhea. Thank you, everyone. Adrian? Woods, ara ka pa da, Woods. All right. It seems like na-disconnect si Adrian from our Zoom meeting. So this ends our alternative class this afternoon. Thank you so much once again. Paliwat-liwat ako nagpasalamat sa tanan because we are really grateful to everyone who attended this alternative class. We really appreciate your presence. To Miss Jasmine Hordelesa, thank you so much, ma'am, for taking the time and sharing your insights and expertise on this one. Okay, so as for the last part of our event this afternoon, we request everyone to please stay for our USA March. Thank you once again, and you guys may now start to disconnect.